All right. Welcome back to capitalcompetent.com. Okay. Today we're going to go over something important. Markets are down today and they're not down huge, but there are warning signs. And it got me thinking, and I feel like this is a valuable update enough for me to stop what I'm doing and make a video. Especially for those of you that are following me following this portfolio as we get it to 20K this year. That is my goal. That is my challenge. We are going to try our absolute best to get this portfolio. This is my portfolio. This is real money. I'm putting in $105 every week. And this is something that is realistic for everyone. You can follow along. If you want to take part, click that subscribe button. But let's get right into it. I won't hold you. I won't take up too much of your time. Are we ready for a market correction? Okay, are we? What are market corrections? Okay, they are little pullbacks after a run up, right? A run up in price. More likely than not, there's going to be a little pullback um, just to correct. That's why they call it corrections. And it's incredibly healthy for the market. You don't want runaway everything with runaway inflation because then you start leaving people behind and then it causes turmoil. Market corrections are healthy, right? A market is two people coming together, a meeting of the minds. You got people who sell things, buy things. You got people who set prices, who pay those prices, or they don't, and then you adjust prices. Okay? When things are running up and getting out of control, they can just go on forever until someone says, no, this isn't enough, this is enough, and that starts a little correction. All a market is meeting of the minds. It's supply and demand. And the more you realize that, the easier investing actually is. So you have to understand that they happen. And if you're following along with me, if you're building a portfolio with me, maybe you want to buy a house, maybe you want to buy a car, maybe you just want to learn a few things. I'll show you that it's possible to save money. People argue. I mean, I see it all over Instagram. I see it all over the news. People can't buy houses. People can't save money. You absolutely can. It just takes time and discipline. I'm not the best investor out there, but I'll show you that I can save and do the bare minimum, and I will end up with a bunch of money. And then you can, if you follow along with me, if you have that $105 each week, you will end up in the same position I am. Okay, I'm not going to do anything different. It's going to be completely transparent. So hit that subscribe button. I'll pop in every once in a while and give you updates on the portfolio. Right now we're at $8,300. Okay, this is after a year. This is a year. We're at $8,300. Okay, imagine if you saved um, money and followed me, and now you have $8,300 that you can use towards whatever you want. You can keep going to 20 with me, or you can go out and buy a new car or put a down payment on a house, which is entirely possible. Especially, I live in a very expensive area in uh, North America, but it's not impossible. I bought one today. I'm looking at another one. All you do is save and budget, and it's really not that hard. You don't need all this money to survive. You can, at the age of mid mid to late 20s, I mean, you don't need too much. Um, there's always opportunities to make more money. It just depends on how hard you want to work and how bad you want it. Um, but I'll show you it's possible, and that's the first step is seeing that it's possible. But let's get into it. I won't take. I always rant about that because it's important. It's important that you know that you have the ability to do it, and I'll show you. Um, but once you get to a certain amount of money, you start getting what's called exposure. Okay. Last week, if you check my last video, I went over each position, and I'm a little exposed right now. I don't have a lot of dry gunpowder at the moment, so you have to sit down. This is part of it. Some people spend thousands of dollars to hire someone to do this for them. It's not that hard, okay? Renovating a house is not that hard if you do it yourself. Fixing up your car is not that hard if you do it yourself. People are going to overcharge you. That's why I say you don't need that much money to be successful, okay? I do everything myself no matter what. And now some people don't have the time or don't want to do it, and that's okay. But I'm showing you it's possible. But once you get to this so this is not a ton of money, but it's a good amount of money, right? $8,000. If I were to give you $8,000 today, you'd be very happy. You'd say, "Yeah, I'll take that." right? So basically, you just gave yourself at $8,000 over a year, and now you have that, right? But once you start investing, let's go into it. Once you start investing, okay, you start to get exposed to the market, especially in our biggest position, which is SPY. And I am not a financial advisor. I cannot give you financial advice, but I can give you my opinion. My opinion, complete opinion, this is the best investment tool in the stock market by far. America is the top country. I mean, you can argue that people are close to us, but they're not yet, right? We are the best, and this allows you to invest in the top 500 companies of the top country, most richest, or most most rich, most powerful nation in the world. You can invest in the top 500 companies that are filtered. Companies are competing to be in this. Okay, if you don't cut it one year, they drop you. It's beautiful and it pays a dividend. I will always have 40% of my money in SPY, and that allows you to experiment down here. Okay, but once you are so exposed to something, no investment is perfect. Market corrections happen. Okay, so where are you most exposed? When you're looking at your portfolio, when you are trying to build something for yourself, right? There are risks to this. The risk-free rate is you going to the bank, and they call it risk-free. There's still risks to that, but it's pretty much risk-free, FDIC insured. The likelihood of you losing money is very low, so they call it risk-free rate. If you go to the bank, you put it in, you get 2%. Okay, that's no risk. I could take this $8,000, put it in the bank, make 2% a year. I don't want to do that. Okay, so I risk my money by putting it in SPY. Now, it's very low risk because of why I told you top country, top 500, right? But I have 40%. So if this drops 50%, if this gets cut in half, a large chunk of my portfolio disappears. A large chunk. Okay, that is not good. You have to see your weaknesses. What are my weaknesses? Well, number one, SPY. 40% of my money, or in this portfolio, is in SPY. No other position is over 1,000. Okay. So that is where I'm most exposed. So I counteract that, which is why I built the gold and bond parts of the portfolio, right? Because the bonds don't fluctuate too much and they pay you every week, or excuse me, every month. And gold is a rare element that is versatile and will always be valuable, not only because of its status symbol, because of its intrinsic properties. Gold, what you can do with gold allows it, and people started wearing it. It's the status symbol. Gold will all now, do I think it's going to keep running up like it is? No, I mean it's ridiculous what it's doing, right? But you have to counteract that. Another way I do that is through puts. Okay, if you know me, I am not the biggest believer in the price of Tesla. I like Tesla. I love what they're doing. That's the disconnect. There is the company of Tesla, and then there's what people are paying for it right now. I like Elon and I like Tesla and I like what they're doing. They're pushing through the future. You need people like that in your society, that which allows us, capitalist society allows us to do that. But the price we're paying for it is absolutely ridiculous. Okay. And Tesla has a beta. Okay. You can look up beta. Beta, whatever score your beta is, that is how much it correlates with the market. So if you have a beta of 2, every dollar that the market goes up, you will go up too, which is why you see huge price fluctuations. So where am I most exposed? SPY. Tesla is part of the top 10 companies in SPY. I also have gold and bonds. What is the worst case? Well, we went over that. This falls in half, which is entirely possible. It's happened. The likelihood's very low, but it's entirely possible. Okay. You can't have a 100% win rate, but you can always limit risk. You can always limit risk. So when I'm looking at this portfolio, I see overexposure in this, which I'm comfortable with. I think it's the best. I think you should overexpose in what you think the best. If you don't think this is the best, you should overexpose in something else. Just make sure you are limiting your risk. I limit my risk with the gold, which is an alternative, with the bonds, which is also an alternative, with cash, which I'm very low on right now, which I might not buy things for a while and just load up on cash, and also with my puts. I think Tesla is going to go down to around 220 at some point. Okay. In order for that to happen, SPY is going to go down a lot. Okay. But there's an inverse here. As SPY goes down, Tesla, this Tesla put will go up exponentially. So if this does fall in 50%, this will gain 200% about. This is rough estimates. But do you see how I'm limiting my risk? Okay. And I'm only risking 10% of the portfolio. Truly only 5 because if it goes under, let's say if it goes under $400, I'll just sell out. So I'm risking 5% of the portfolio, right? These are the things you have to think about, and this is why people pay other people to do it. Some people don't want to do this, but I'm showing you it's possible. As human beings, right? Just seeing something is possible gives you the confidence to do it. And that's what I really want to do for you is I want to be completely transparent. I want to show you everything I'm doing, everything I'm thinking. I've been in the market for about 8 years now, which I'm not claiming I'm the best, but I do know a few things. And it's possible to save up $8,300. Right? Like that's a big thing. And I know that's not a huge thing on YouTube. You see people with millions of dollars, but all of that money comes from people buying courses. This is true, authentic, something that you can do yourself. I guarantee you, if you really buckled down, you could save $100 a week. It is not difficult to do. I know you can do it. I will show you can do it. And if you follow along with me, if you followed along with me for a year, you'd have $8,300 right now. So that's the value that I'm trying to bring to you. And all you have to do is subscribe and check in. It takes 10 minutes. This video is going to be 15 minutes long. It takes 15 minutes once or twice a month where I'll pop in and I'll make sure and I'll check in on you. Hey, did you add your $105? I added mine. Okay? Building a community. I can't I with everything I'm doing, I can't go over the entire market. Like I have my thesis for everything, right? But there's going to be a million things I miss that you can help. You can bring, if we have a community, let's say we come in 10 people together, that we build a community. One person can bring an idea that uplifts everyone else. And then another person brings, and if we all build together, I'm just the one trying to start it. And the reason that I would like to start it is because I'm looking at all these YouTube people and how fake they are, and all they want to do is just take your money. I, I I'm in a position right now at my age where I don't necessarily need more money. I, it would be great, but my position, I mean, I've got two cars, about to have two houses. I'm doing well, and I want to share that with people who maybe think they can't do it. I want to build confidence. This is entirely possible. All of this is possible. And in a year from now, you're going to see, oh, that should say January 20th. Sorry, I'm on a tangent. A year from now, this is going to say $20,000. And then that's going to get more attention. And then I'm going to say at $20,000, hey, this is possible. Watch my videos. Watch how I did this. You can do it. And there's no better day than today. Click that subscribe button, add your $105, and let's save and build a better future for each other. A rising tide raises all boats. Thank you, and I will see you next time.